No.
Welcome back, everybody, to the beginning of the end, perhaps? Fantastic. Well, as the lights are blinding me, it's nice to see the entire room packed. I hope you guys are well. We followed on from the fact that we referenced an all-female panel as diverse earlier today, that they all decided to wear the same color to counteract that. So I'm Alan Kalton. I work with Axtria, an analytics company, and I'm today very blessed to have a wonderful panel with me today. Now, if you look at particular Tinkara's last names, we're just going to be using first names, just to be clear. So Tinkara recently from Novartis and now with Cosylab. We have Ksenia from Grünenthal, and we have Maria from Pfizer with us today. And today we are going to transition from some wonderful conversations we've had over the last day and a half about really the aspiration and the opportunity and the challenges of AI, and we're going to drill that back down and really focus on the challenge that we've identified of how do we really leverage AI to really affect that customer experience and to affect the journey that we want our customers to take. Now, that customer can be an HCP, that customer can be a patient, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But this is really about the practical ways that we can learn using AI and apply that in the context of that critical moment when we are creating influence and engagement and building a relationship with our customer. So we're going to start today, I think, with a vision. And Maria is going to share what could be potentially a future vision for the way we can look at the influence AI can have on building and developing, designing, and implementing a customer journey. So, Maria, over to you.
Thank you, Alan. So before we even deep dive into that, and I know the group is like full, but I wanted to ask all of you, do you actually map the journeys? So how many of you map the journey, the customer journey, even you use a vendor? Okay, I see one hand. Oh, that's really encouraging. Okay. Well, what I wanted to discuss with all of you today is basically something like a blueprint for AI, a way to have more deeper, more meaningful partnership between AI and humans, and not just to build, AI for the sake of building AI. I know that others have been speaking about it, but basically, how can we take this opportunity now and create memorable experiences for our patients, for our HCPs, and how can we basically provide these moments of delight? So how we can anticipate the expectation. So for this, I'm going to take you through a small example. I wanted to do like a day in the life of a patient, but we don't have enough time. So I'm going to focus only with Alex, which is an oncologist patient. He's undergoing an early stage cancer treatment. So he wakes up in the morning, maybe he looks at the mirror, as the guy from Adobe told us yesterday, and the AI, using AI, so this AI can track all health data, can track biometrics, can track everything that is related to this specific person. So you might have emotions also, sense maker of emotions. So in this interaction with AI, Alex might have a recommendation from the tool saying, hey, Alex, I see you don't feel really nice today. It's a sunny day. Why don't you go outside and have a walk? Or why don't you have this morning routine, like this, session of workout? As the day goes by, he needs to take his medication. So AI can recommend the dosage, can maybe understand and kind of track any indication with other medications. And basically, Alex can have this real-time conversation with AI if there's any symptom. So it's symptom tracking. And I'm going to finish this moment, this small session with Alex with the consultation with the oncologist. This is a virtual consultation in our scenario. And before even Alex goes into this discussion, AI has been already sending this information, this personalized report, So the HCCP, the oncologist, can make much more informed decision and can have much more personalized engagement with the patient. So in this example, you see predictive analytics, you see personalization, you basically see recommendations. So all these things, they encompass, the opportunity that we have right now. Okay, you might all say, well, Maria, that's a really nice scenario, but how do we do this? And I have 2 key points to share with you. So the one is, when we do the customer journey, we now do more like a surface level analysis. So we go through the tasks, the jobs to be done, maybe some goals. Some people have this emotion lane, which is, for me, it's really high level. What we really need to do is basically go deeper and understand how our patients and our HCCPs are thinking, how they're taking the decisions, what is their thinking process, what is driving their experience. We really need to go deeper into this perspective and understand overall the mental model. Basically, this is how AI is built, by following all these mental models that we have as humans. So by understanding all this information, I know it's a lot, but it's really critical right now, and it's actually happening. People were mentioning about Netflix, Amazon. This is the process that they follow. And I'm going to go to the second point, which is basically, if we have this understanding, we can be much more empathetic. And by being empathetic means that we can sense, we can understand, we can anticipate the need. So basically, when we anticipate the need, we have more space for innovation and more space to kind of revolutionize the way that we, as Pharma, right now, we apply our services. So this is kind of an evolution of the human-centered design and how cognitive aspects, behavioral aspects can, kind of bring this into another level now with AI.
Fantastic, Maria. What a beautiful vision. And grounded in the realities that we've heard today, which is good, so we can leap there. And I know, Tinkara, you wanted to make a few comments.
Just to chip in another perspective. So before I spent 12 years in pharmaceutical, I was 12 years in the tourism. And I remember when the phone came, we were all saying, oh, we were going to those conferences, like, oh, we'll see Eiffel Tower, we'll put our phone, and we'll get everything for the height, augmented reality, and all the information. In all honesty, it took us 10 to 15 years that the technology, telephone, software, everything developed, and at the end of the day, we know how we engage in a completely different way. So sometimes I feel there might be some element in that coming, talking about the AI in pharma, to some extent, but then we should not forget, and here I will just ask the audience to put the table up, because I know everyone wants to have some tangible takeaway. It's not just the patients, also our HCPs, doctors, our audience, they're humans as well, right? And I don't expect you to read this, you will get it at the conference, but I actually use it, the prompt, and considering we have AI topic, right? And just to give you a flavor what this means in the future, right? So let's say before the treatment, looking from the doctor's perspective, they might be quite anxious because they have to set up the complex diagnosis for the patients. The AI will help them to drive the AI-based diagnosis, but also use real-life data to analyze and to help them with assessing what is wrong with the patient. And keep in mind, there are sometimes the patients that really have already existing disease. They might be really, with the high-risk patients, and also AI, again, there will be the tools helping them to give them a hint, an assessment based on the data, while you have a high-risk patients, be careful. During that, for example, they might be worried, the emotion, right? They might be worried what is going on. Is it the treatment that I prescribed working successfully? Again, as you will see, we anticipate there will be the tools and will be enough mature to help to give the doctors the real-time information how the treatment is going, or even to use the predictive analytics, like you mentioned, Maria, to tell them, okay, these are, based on how the treatment is going, this is the outcome that you can expect. And then don't you think the emotions are just related to that? There could be also, as you will see, the financial worries about, talking about the prescription medicines post-treatment. How will the patient be able to finance that? And actually, AI giving the tools, the budgeting tools, or even connecting with some assisting financial ways to help patients and feeling better. So just a slightly different take, but we should not forget also that in our journey address this kind of emotions leveraging the AI.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that transition from thinking about very much the actions that we deliver to really going back to, I think one word that stuck in my mind yesterday was empathy. And really getting into an understanding of the emotional journey that people are going through, especially patients in severe treatment. So, fantastic. So we've laid out a beautiful vision. And now the question around this fire, I guess it's a fireside chat, so this is our imaginary fire, is how do we turn that into reality? How do we operationalize this? What are some of the things, what are some of the thoughts from the panel about how to create this, how to leverage technology to create a learning cycle and to measure and to monitor and to continue to develop? And I think, Tinkara, you were going to take a lead on that one.
Yeah, I'm keen. I'm quite a practical person, so always like to be hands-on in the stuff. So, question to the audience. I have good and a bad news. Which one would you like to hear first? Bad one? Okay, bad one.
What you very miserable audience.
Bad one. We are talking about leveraging AI. The bad news is actually, but we haven't sorted out the basics first and how we can do all this fancy, great stuff. And I will talk about what this means in real life. The good news is, I remember often going to the conferences, and if you think, apart from the next best action, forget this for a second, that you're the only one and everyone is doing something with AI and Pfizer and Roche and they have all these great journeys. No, you're not alone. I can tell you reality is that we're all trying. There are pockets of brilliance, but we are far away from actually any pharma company out there says having something really holistic in place. So before I give you a couple of examples, and I really liked the presentations early on about tagging, right? There's some basics that are missing, as I said. One, and those of you who have been working, implementing, let's say, automation or any other technology, you would remember, right? One is why, right? And there were a couple of speakers only that mentioned this. Why? What is the challenge we are trying to address? And too often than not, we are jumping into doing the chatbots, wanting to do something AI, going to the agency, but we haven't actually asked ourselves why. And what we've seen is AI is not always the answer. And I really like one comment I heard earlier today. Secondly, and we talk about the segmentations, behavioral segmentation. I don't want to offend anyone, but let's be realistic to ourselves. What is segmentations in the company today? Is it segmentation? Have we got cardiologists, we got rheumatologists? Do people know what personas are? Maria, you're laughing,
Some
right?
people know, yeah.
But to be honest, I'm not saying that no one, right? And now we are talking what else information we would like to gather. Do we have enough data? And I will give you now the example, right? So in Novartis, we decided to do really, I used to be in Pfizer as well, so 8 years ago, and we did the first time in the industry this kind of personalized automated customer engagement, 2016. So 8 lists or 6 lists later, I tried, and actually we succeeded. We also said, let's do 360 personalized customer experience engagement. And what we've seen when we started is really, you start from the beginning, what you're trying to achieve, objectives, you're looking who you're talking to. And we went through these challenges. We met cross-functional team, brand managers, but then again, we had to have the workshop, we had to scale back segments, personas, what data we actually have, and we realized we don't have enough data. We don't have any behavioral data, really. I mean, the usual one, maybe, some channels. And then also we were quite struggling, okay, that time, it was like 2 years ago, digital, non-digital channels, content, more or less, modular, but one size fits all, I think Evelina mentioned as well. So we have to actually set up the journey. We have to do a proper tagging, as someone was talking about, really, and the tagging framework, what we want to measure at the end of the day, and starting doing the campaigns. So we starting getting the data, starting getting the information, and only then we were able to overlay this with the AI to leverage it and start getting, based on the results, real-time results with the customers, micro segments, and eventually 360 view of the customer, meaning on the customer level, let's say for 150 cardiologists, really everything, right? And this included also emotional, on the top of the usual one, right? Channel and time and content. Also the emotional aspects, rational, emotional. We were using different subject titles. We were seeing how they are active to different contexts, different words. But bottom line is, in order to get to that, we had to get to the basics and getting those data and tagging. No one likes that is wow, and analytic is wow anyway. But this is how we were able to set this up, and eventually then we wanted to scale this above on the region, and everything was set up because you would just need the data. And it's not just, right? We all know, we discussed with Maria in the break and Ksenia. If you think you have different data sources, they're not connected, there are different teams going in that. So eventually, we couldn't really do it the way we wanted, but this part locally has been running. And maybe second example, I heard on one of the conferences the tool, I don't want to promote it, but just out of fun, and maybe sometimes if you want to play with it, they do tool, right? And some big names like Spotify, some fancy retail and other names are using it. So I was up for it, right? I was in a global team just a few months ago, and they also have these AI-supported customer journeys. And I brought this in, I was also kind of in their pilot. You know what the challenge was? It is really looking great, you can really fancy, connect all the information, it looks nice. The challenge again was, one, the mindsets change. Also working together, not so much in silos. I know that we keep saying this, but these are these kind of practical elements, which might be easier to do it in a smaller market where you can get the team together. And also data being everywhere, really. Yeah. So it stayed on this one, right? So it's kind of a couple of examples. And just to mention, next back section, I know we were talking about this. We've seen some amazing examples. The challenge is how you connect what you're doing with the next back sections with the other parts of the journeys and the other business as usual campaigns, right?
Absolutely. So some tough news, but then some good hope from some of the work.
No, absolutely. Fantastic. But advice would just be you have to try it, and then you learn as you go along. Exactly. Everyone learned in the cross-functional team. Otherwise, it sounds like complex or a theory, but the main challenge was really the human element, the readiness to open mindset.
Absolutely.
and the data.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you, Tinkara. So we've heard a little bit about a broader vision. We've heard about some of the practical realities and some of the necessary steps, but some successes in that process and some real learning. And now I think we're going to focus on, well, how do we join the dots between the practical experiences of the past and the future vision? With what are those key trends and what are those key technologies that are going to help us to really accelerate from here? And I think, Ksenia, you've got an interesting introduction into this topic.
Yes. So there is the whole ocean of the new tools and technology that appears every day. And I think most of you would agree that it becomes really challenging to follow all of those new developments. Today, I'd like to bring your attention to the three trends that I found stand out the most. But let's first have a video to illustrate what is coming. So how...
Oh, hi, is this Pizza Hut? No, sir, this is Google Pizza. Oh, sorry, I think I dialed the wrong number. No, you did not. Google bought Pizza Hut. Hello, hi, is this Pizza Hut? No, sir, this is Google Pizza. Oh, sorry, I think I dialed the wrong number. No, you did not. Google bought Pizza Hut last month. Oh, okay, I'd like to order pizza to the office, please. Sure. Do you want your usual, sir? My usual? Do you know me? Yes, your last 12 orders show extra cheese, large pizza with double pepperoni. Super. Yeah, that's what I'll have. Sir, may I suggest a gluten-free vegetable pizza? What? No, I don't want a vegetable pizza. Well, your cholesterol is not really good. And how the hell do you know that? Well, we cross-referenced your phone number with your medical records. Okay, no, I don't want it. I've already taken my medication for cholesterol. Yes, but your medication wasn't regular. You bought 30 tablets of cholesterol 4 months ago from Lloyd's Pharmacy. Yeah, I bought more from another pharmacy. Okay, well, that doesn't show on your credit card statement. What the? I paid in cash, man. You did not withdraw enough cash according to your bank statement. God damn, man, listen, I'm just gonna go to an island. No more internet or social media. Okay, sir, but you need to renew your passport. It expired 6 weeks ago. Hello, hi, is this Pizza Hut? No, sir, this is Google.
Obviously, this is a joke, but I think it's a really good illustration of what we will be able to do in the future. And the first trend that I think deserves attention is evolution of the personalization. With advancements of machine algorithms and Gen AI, eventually personalization will evolve into individualization. So we will be in the position to tailor every single piece of content and interaction to individual customer and to do that in real time. But ultimately, all of the technology and all of the developments will empower us to enable customers to get what they want, which is the core essence of true personalization. And when we talk about personalization and delivering really tailored experience to customers, data and speed will become truly competitive advantages. And Tinkara, you were telling about data and speed was mentioned a number of times in the sessions before. So speed means our ability to get to know customers, each of them at the individual level, speed to design and deliver tailored individual content and deliver it dynamically, as well as to optimize experience based on what we've learned in each single interaction. The second trend is shift from reactive customer service and experience to proactive customer service and experience. And with advancements of agentic virtual agents and with machine learning algorithms, with predictive analytics, we will be able to better anticipate and meet customer needs. Proactive customer service means that we act proactively when we only observe emerging customer need or signs of frustration. For instance, if customer struggles on your website, proactive chatbot can reach this customer with a message. Hey, I see that you are struggling. Here are the 3 pieces of content that I think might be relevant to you. Agentic AI, as we heard in the sessions before, goes even further. So it can take the actual action on behalf of the customer in order to help them to achieve their goal. For instance, if a customer is interested in a specific topic, Agentic AI can go and collect all of the relevant information, propose the future events, and even KOLs to follow. And then based on the feedback from customer, then to register customer for those events and for those KOLs. And colleagues from previous sessions, I think, gave quite a lot of interesting information and practical use cases how this field is evolving. But I think it's also a nice bridge to the third trend, which is synthetic personas. So synthetic personas or digital twins is AI-generated profiles of customers that help us to predict their behaviors and preferences. And there are many use cases for synthetic personas and, in general, synthetic data generators, but typically they are used to predict customer behavior, and at the early stages, companies start exploring this tool in order to test and refine campaigns, experiences, or specific touch points. And while this tool is really rapidly evolving, I think at the early stages, they are best fit for purpose for the situations when rapid decision-making is required, but absolute certainty is not needed. And with our exploration of synthetic personas, we should keep in mind that at the early stages, they tend to be overly optimistic. So there is this tendency of AI to please the person on the other side of the screen. And they may lack also contextual, nuanced behavior of customers. So there are some decisions that you shouldn't go to synthetic personas with, and we should never stop talking to real customers as well.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, and what a wonderful fireside chat this has been. I think we are running out of time, but we might have time for maybe one question from the audience, if anyone would like to offer a comment or a question.
If there's no question, I just want to double-click on what Ksenia... I have a question that I want to respond to myself, if that's okay.
I think this is the fireside.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're one of the audience as well.
No, I want to double-click on what Ksenia and how we present here today in this fireside chat. I know that this conference is mainly looking through the lenses of omnichannel more. But I will also, encourage you, see the full picture, see how we as Pharma, we design a service overall. And if we focus on the journey, we can, and I'm going to use this buzzword called multimodality, super buzzword now in the AI space. So we can use AI when we map the journeys, right? We can get much more insights from the journey by leveraging AI, and then we can decide by having this understanding how we implement AI and where is the right moment to put AI in this journey. So it's both ways.
Alan, just very quickly, but I would really feel passionate, something to share with the audience. What we haven't mentioned during this conference, and we should not forget, we are not alone out there. We're forgetting that there are companies like Google, Apple, Microsoft. They're gathering a lot of data. They have their own diagnosis tools and checkers. They will have a lot of data. So I think it will be really important for pharma to do what we know best, which here I'm thinking the precision medicine, personalized medicine, because we know how to do it, we got the data, and also our partnerships that we got that the others don't have with our doctors and other stakeholders. But let's keep this in mind, we are not alone. And all this technology is available to the companies that are actually better in technology and using it. Mm-hmm. So let's keep our core and what we can do best.
Fantastic. Wow, well, excellent question from the audience. Thank you. And thank you so much, Tinkara. Thank you, Ksenia. And thank you, Maria, for a wonderful fireside chat. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.